Hello, it's Domain Dave again from CheapWineFinder.com with another podcast for a wine we wrote up on the CheapWineFinder.com website. We do it 3 times a week, value price wines, and then we plug in the microphone, and well, that's where we're at right now. And what we have today is a new one for Trader Joe's, but it's from a brand that's been around a little bit. It's the Maison Barboulot Cinsault Rosé 2023. Maison Barboulot has a Cabernet Syrah that's been a Trader Joe's favorite for a while. And I also saw a Pinot Noir somewhere. These are wines from the Languedoc, which Vin de Pays wines, Vin de Pays IGP wines. They're, in France, they rank the different grapes in the villages and all this. And the AOC is the top one, and there's all sorts of different categories in the AOC. This is IGP or Vin de Pays, which is the older way of saying it. And that's wine reflective of the region, but it has a little bit less stringent vineyard and winemaking rules, which for a wine, and I don't think I said this already, is $5.99, $6. And I say this every so often. We started doing the CheapWineFinder.com website 15 years ago, and when you started out, when we went to an under $10 wine, it was like, oh no, I guess someone's got to do it, so it's me. Because there's going to be something wrong with it. There was going to be a reason why it was under $10, and now $6 wines are beautiful. And this thing tastes terrific. I'm going to take a sip, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. Cinsault, which is the grape, is grown a lot in the Languedoc. It's also one of the main grapes of the rosés of Provence. And it's grown other places too. But it's primarily Languedoc, and that's where it's known anyway, and from Provence. So you've had it in rosés. If you had French rosés before, it's nothing new. The back label says it's from selected plots of a vineyard, but they don't mention a vineyard or even a location. So I'm not sure what the back label is talking about, because sometimes these things don't know. Oh, and another thing about these Maison Barboulot labels, they look like vintage French labels, but the writing on there, it looks official. It says things like, hey, give me some good wine, and another one was, drink when the weather's nice, which isn't what they used to write on vintage French labels, but it's okay, because if you actually remembered your high school French, well, you could probably get a chuckle out of it. So there. So it's kind of a fun label, because they're goofing on you. Either they figure you're never going to figure it out, or if you get it, it's a joke. I get it. So we're going to take another sip, and we're going to talk about the flavor, because it is interesting. The alcohol is only 12.5%, but the flavors are like bright and juicy. They're balanced. There's red berries. There's a little creaminess. I'm not sure where it comes from. Maybe some jammy raspberry. There's some nice spice. There's some coconut milk. There's some tropical fruit. Now, there isn't a transition. Usually in a lot of wines, you get a transition. What happens first, and it changes to something else as you drink it, and it evolves. This wine doesn't do that, but I am perfectly fine with not having a transition. What is up front, as long as it stays all the way through the body of the wine, it doesn't. And this wine's got pretty decent length. As long as it follows all the way through, I'm perfectly fine with it. It tastes really nice. For a $6 rosé, it's fun to drink. It's an everyday summer wine. Put a chill on it. It's going to make you happy. I'm going to take another sip. Often when I'm taking a lot of sips, it's because the acidity has the same effects as pretzels at a beer bar. The pretzels get you thirsty and you sip more, and the acidity does the same thing. The acidity is really balanced here. This just tastes good, and it's next to me, so I keep on sipping on it. So this is a $6 rosé. from a tried and true, because the Maison Barboulot has been around with that Cabernet Syrah for a while, and it's been a decent wine there. It's been a fun wine to drink. And at this price, it's like, it's way better than it needs to be. I saw in a couple places that Trader Joe's doesn't cover, and they're selling it. I think in New York, it was a $10 wine. So if $6 is too cheap, you can go to New York and pay $10 for it. So that's it for me, Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com. This is a nice summertime $5.99 rosé from the Languedoc. Maison Barboulot Cinsault Rosé 2023. I liked it. It tastes good. It's inexpensive. And it makes you want to drink some wine. And that's not a bad thing. So I'm going to take one sip and we'll close this up. Yeah, so that's it. Got more summertime wines coming up. Try to keep it as cheap as possible, because everybody can get bargain wines good to drink. So keep it cheap, stay cool, because it's getting hot. It was in the 80s in Chicago today. And I hope you're having a great summer or spring. Well, it seems like summer so far, and I'll be talking to everybody in a couple of days. Adios. Bye-bye.